Greetings, community. It's Kevin, Adventure P and Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of Kevin's most anticipated reads tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, 2/8, 2023. Well, if you're seeing this on a Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Hope you got all those books that you're anticipating for. Me, well, we shall see. Now, um, this list is really not that huge. However, every single one of these books, I'm sitting there flip flopping exactly who is going to, yeah, this one was a difficult one to hit on a blue light special. But that being stated, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Hey, that's Christus. I appreciate you being here. And Mike, you know what? That's why they call you Mr. Foamy Mouth. I appreciate you being mad. And here. Let's do this thing. Started off over at Scout Comics. We're going to talk about, I think I may have mentioned this before, but I do realize it is getting released tomorrow. Scout Comics bringing you Mr. Easter issue number 4 by Kit Wallace. I love this story. I really, this is outside of Usagi Yojimbo. This is like my favorite rabbit story, man. This is Mr. Easter. International, international. Oh, really? Actually, intergalactic. I meant to put. Um, Throughout the universe, he's traveling around, and he's rated number 3 on the assassin list of basically the top assassins of the universe. However, assassin number 1 is after him. The real dilemma is he used to be his best friend. I'm so anticipating to see what happens in this issue. And that's why Mr. Issa, issue number 4, is pretty high up there on my list. So moving out from Scott, we're going to cruise over to Image. What we're going to talk about there, we're going to talk about Little Monsters, issue number 10. We're going to find out some pretty big secrets in this one. This is a story that is just awesome. As far as those vampire stories go, there's always horror, there's always gore. But when you start getting into a story to where it involves children, and these children are well over 100 years old. I think it's over 100. Anyways, they're over a century old. They start questioning their means and ways so that they live. And now it's spiraling out of control. That's why issue number 10 is pretty high on my most anticipated read. Moving out from Image, Little Monsters, issue number 10. We're going to cruise over to IDW. Hey, Christina. Appreciate you being here. And what we're going to talk about there is, well, Godzilla, Monsters and Protectors, issue number 5. This is, by definition, a kid's book. It's all ages, but it definitely reads for kids. I would say throw this at any child somewhere in that age of 6 to, like, I don't know, 12. And they may think this is pretty cool. Might even want to watch some of the old films with you. I'm just saying. What I really love about this, though, is it more times than not, all these Godzilla stories tell a story of environmental awareness, and I kind of dig that. That, and it's just a mellow, easy read that I can just not have to get over involved, don't have to overanalyze. It's just a fun little journey. So that's why from IDW, Godzilla Monsters and Protectors issue number 5 is my most anticipated reads. Cruising out from there, we're going to go over to Marvel, and Marvel, we're going to talk about Ghost Rider issue number 11. These Ghost Rider stories just keep ramping up. I mean, they're getting better and better. And there's going to be a whole new unveiling happening from issue from 13 or 11 all the way up to 13. And it's just, like I said, getting more and more fun. It's kind of like being on the back of a bike that's on fire. Just saying. Moving on for Ghost Rider issue number 11, we're going to talk about Amazing Spider-Man issue number 18. 19 shows us the aftermath of what transpires from the Dark Web issue number 1 finale stuff. It's just the aftermath stuff. And we're going to kind of see, supposedly, a little bit more of a relationship that's growing between Felicia and Peter. I think a lot of people want to see this. However, we'll see how deep this relationship goes. It might only be like, spiders are not known for. Moving on from Amazing Spider-Man issue number 19, we're going to cruise over to Red Goblin issue number 1. This is cool. Norman's getting a suit, and we get the name, Rascal. So Rascal's not quite cooperating. He's acting like a little Rascal. And Norby's having difficulties, but he also wants to do the right thing. Doesn't want to fall into the stereotype of his family's name. So he's trying to prove himself the way he can, best he can. But I think Rascal's giving him a little difficulties. I've been looking forward to this ever since they did the whole free comic book day thing, and knowing that this is coming along. However, being that they're giving him his own new little series thing like so soon, this is interesting. I mean, again, this is why it really piqued my interest. So that's why Red Goblin issue #1 is pretty high up there on my most anticipated reads. Moving out from Red Goblin, we're going to talk about a Gold Goblin. It's just like we're just moving down the spectrum of the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Gold Goblin issue #4. I'm liking what's happening with all this Goblin stuff. And now that we're talking about kind of more names that were associated with some of the past stories of villainy with the whole like Spider-Man stuff, but it's all relating to the villains of Spider-Man in a present day storyline. Hope that came across correct because this is fun. Seriously, I don't know if you're digging it. I don't know if you're reading it. I am. That's what I'm just saying. I am. That's why I really am enjoying this. Now, for my most anticipated reads, I really thought I was going to be a little bit better prepared for this. Well, that's going to be cruising over to. Okay, I'm there. I swear I'm. You know what they say about virtue? It's a patience. Something like that. All right, check it out. Here we are. And my blue light special for tomorrow, month 2, day 8, year 23. Sweetie Candy Vigilante issue #4. Now, I normally don't do a full breakdown like this and read a synopsis directly from someone else. However, I do want to give you a full understanding of what I'm always looking for when I talk about this series. Now, Sweetie Candy Vigilante is the daughter of the Candyman. But before I get into my own little breakdown, I'm going to go ahead and give you a breakdown of where we're at up into this issue #4 by a synopsis from a comic book little thing that anyways. All right, here we go. In this issue is a real jawbreaker. Just saying, pop, pop. It's all going down in the hatch in the Sweetie Candy Vigilante issue #4, Lost Cherry. Now, it's Pixie. Pixie's is an individual in which that was essentially abducted, or she had a choice to be killed, into Sweetie Candy Vigilante's group. So Pixie, last name I believe, Dust, go ahead and join Sweetie Candy's gang. Now, in Pixie's first day in the weapons room at the Candy Vigilante factory, Time is getting schooled in the fine art of sugar-fueled firepower. Now, Sweetie unveils the Jawbreaker, her signature weapon, and that is developed for chatty bad eggs. And things get explosive for Mr. Uh-oh and Mr. Oh no. A couple of dummies with rot DNA who are having a very good day. The mysterious magical confectionery potion called Lost Cherry is introduced, and Candy Wolf drops sweet knowledge on Pixie about the supernaturals and the immortal beings. Now there's werewolves, mortal beings, and, well, meanwhile, if you think bringing a gun to an axe fight is a good idea, or not, think again. Check this out. Sweetie's immortal allies, witch hunting duo assassins, Hansel and Gretel, come prepared. Will it be a bad decision for Scurvy, the former proprietor of the Ice Cream Bunny, or will the low-life crime syndicate soldier remain sweet-tempered or lose his head and his bar in the process? Just saying, pop. Now, what I'm getting at with all this is it is just as insane as that description. We're talking about individuals that are using sugar fun for sweet killing. And this is one of my most just anticipated reads every month it comes out. When it first came out, it was so ridiculous. I fell in love because it's so well written. I couldn't stop reading. The art's awesome. The storylines are awesome. And it just keeps getting sillier, funnier, and better. And that's why Sweet Candy Vigilante issue number 4 is my Blue Light special. And that's it for me. Entropy. Take care.